Coming to you live from the UTPA campus, the #1 news team in cable network, co-anchor Melanie Perez, alongside co-anchor Gabriela Gonzalez. Our very own man on the street, Luis Moreno. And of course, public opinion correspondent Myra Gomez. This is the Daily News Report.
Good afternoon, and welcome to a special edition of Daily News Report, broadcasting live from the UTPA studios. I'm Melanie Perez.
And I'm Gabriela Gonzalez. Thanks for tuning in. Today we take an in-depth look at a cancer that is notably increasing in numbers here in the Valley. With our man on the street, Luis Moreno has the story.
The Rio Grande Valley is experiencing an increase of the infamous virus known as HIV. To learn more, I talked to the Director of Education and Prevention at the Valley AIDS Council, Oscar Lopez. What is AIDS?
So AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which means it's a syndrome, not a disease, that you can acquire, you obtain it. It affects your immune system. And it's something you can develop over time when you're HIV positive. And HIV is the virus that you can contract from another person through sex, blood, a mother's milk at birth time, if your mother's positive, through sharing of needles. So HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, which means only humans can get it. It affects your immune system, and it is a virus.
How many cases do we have in the Valley that tested HIV?
Well, we're responsible for a 15-county area from Brownsville to Corpus. So we have a clinic in Corpus, one in Harlingen, and storefront offices like this one in McAllen and in Brownsville. Here in South Texas, we have over 3,000 people infected with HIV. We're averaging about one new infection a day. That means every single day there's a new person living with HIV. And every 4 days, that new person who found out they're positive is between the ages of 13 and 24. So it could be a high school kid, it could be a college student. The problem is that for every 5 people who are positive, only 4 know it, and out of those 5, 1 of them doesn't know it at all, and of the 4 that know it, only 1 is in treatment.
Right.
So all these other people have it, they either know or don't know, but they're passing it on to other folks, and the virus is out of control in their bodies. You can protect yourself easily in terms of you don't have sex without a condom. If you're going to have sex without a condom, you have to know the status of the person that you're with. You should both get checked. If you're going to have lots of partners or more than one partner and you don't know their status, then condoms or at least lubricant, because at least lubricant will help there not be chafing, not be tearing of tissue. It makes it more comfortable, more pleasurable, but also deters the possible HIV infection. We're still seeing people dying from AIDS here in the Valley, AIDS-related causes, I should say. But it's not because there's no hope and no access to stuff. It's because Latinos are the #1 group in the United States who dies faster than any other ethnic group. They die faster because we're the least likely to have a provider, a medical provider, either because we're scared of immigration, we're scared of the system, we can't afford it, or because many of us have grown up that when you get sick, there's a home remedy, there's a curandera, somebody will take care of you. And or you just rub Vicks or something.
Yeah, always.
Exactly. And we don't see a doctor on a regular basis. And when we do, it's because the arm's about to fall off, your penis is on fire, and you're in the emergency room.
And by then it's already too late.
By then, when Latinos walk into the ER, they've waited way too long, and they usually will, within 12 months, will get diagnosed with not only being HIV positive, but with an AIDS diagnosis.
If one were to take a test for HIV, how soon would they get the results?
They get the results in 1 minute flat,
Yeah.
and the test is so good and so thorough that it'll pick up anything that's 31 days and older. So if you had a great spring break, 31 days after your spring break, come into our office.
Yeah.
At no cost to you. We'll do an HIV test, and you get the results in 1 minute. It's that simple, and it's free. It's free. It's confidential. It doesn't. It's a fingerprint.
Yeah. Lastly, to leave no stone unturned, I asked if there was anything that he wanted the people to understand about this virus.
I want to make sure that people understand that HIV is not something you can easily catch. It can be prevented easily, but it does require intelligence, conversation, debate sometimes. Again, we have to really examine our relationships more closely because, like I said, this is happening largely in relationships. It's not a stranger. So make the right choices in your partners. Enjoy sex when you have it because it can be a wonderful thing, but take care of yourself.
For Daily News Report, this is Luis Moreno.
Thank you, Luis. With the rising cases of HIV here in the Rio Grande Valley, we asked our public opinion correspondent, Mayra Gomez, to ask what students from UTPA had to say.
With over 3,000 known cases and at least one person diagnosed each day, the number of people infected with HIV in the Rio Grande Valley keeps growing. We went around campus asking UTPA students their thoughts over the matter.
HIV and AIDS, sexually transmitted diseases, of course, basic knowledge.
I do know that it's a disease of sorts, right? It's a virus or something.
I'm actually not very educated on it. I just know that it's bad.
It's a sexual disease that's uncurable.
I know that it attacks your immune system and leaves you susceptible to other diseases.
No, I didn't know, but I'm not surprised.
It makes me sad for them, and I guess I'm not that shocked because there seems to be a lot of promiscuous activities in the valley.
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't know it was that much. I mean, wow.
A little scared. Yeah, I know like the numbers are pretty big. I didn't know that was the number.
I think so. I think that a lot of students, or a lot of people that go out, especially, to bars and stuff, that you meet someone, and I think in today's society, a lot of advertising towards sex is about the immediate need.
Yeah, I do actually, because a lot of people, they don't ask questions or they don't disclose information, or they'll just kind of do things on their own instinct, and I think it does contribute a lot.
Quite possible that it does have things to do with that, mainly because when you're in alcohol, a lot of the times people aren't aware of forming relationships with other people.
Almost any city has like a nightlife, but it does have to do with it. It does factor into it, because when you do participate, and like, let's say you hook up with someone, one night stand, that's okay, that's your sex life, that's cool, but just be safe.
No, I think that having sex is great. Just use protection.
Use protection, think twice before you do anything.
I think if you have it, or everyone should just be checked, and regardless of how old you are, what you've done in your past or present, it's nothing to be ashamed of, and they've cured it in a baby, so it's not a death sentence anymore.
I just think you need to be more open about, because just sex in general is this huge taboo to talk about everywhere. It's like, if it's causing things like this, we should talk about it,
People be careful. It's a dangerous world out there, and, make sure you're healthy.
For Daily News Report, this is Mayra Gomez.
Thank you, Myra. That'll be it for us here at Daily News Report. I'm Gabriela Gonzalez.
And I'm Melanie Perez. Remember to be careful out there, and don't be afraid to communicate with the people you most care about.
That's right, Melanie, because that is key to a healthy relationship.
Thanks for watching.